we do.
Trey, but he was saying something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something. That's 5 minutes till he goes eat turkey, I guess.
I wish.
Pre-Thanksgiving podcast, man.
Yes, sir.
Were you in the? I guess you're in the gym.
You know it always.
That's a shocker. My boy in the
Yeah,
gym. I'll tell you who's not
complete
in the
shocker.
gym. We got a South Guilford player with us. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Garrett Hughes. I play for the varsity boys team. Play shooting guard. Currently on injury reserve, but
Yeah, he's walking around with the boot. No
Yeah.
fur, just a boot.
I gotta get some.
Hey man, you got to plug yourself in. That's shot by G20.
True. True. Shot by G20.
Hey, so we've done we've only published 2 podcasts on out there in the stratosphere, which we haven't even really put out. But this is our 4th recording, maybe, and it's our pre-Thanksgiving podcast. So we owe it to the people to talk about our South Wake game. I think the last podcast we talked about, we said we bring in the South Wake game, and since we have Garrett here, we have a non-biased fan that was there watching the game, so we'll get his opinion on some things, and then we'll just touch on the boys' season so far and what he's thinking and what the rest of the season might look like for them. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds good.
You good
Been
with
waiting
that,
to talk
Trey?
about this one.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't we start with this? For a lot of the kids in the program, South Wake has set like a really good standard in terms of how basketball should be treated. I think they're a good team. They've been very competitive. I know that for a lot of our players, man, it was like a little bit of a mountain to climb over just to beat South Wake, and that's a testament to them. I guess kudos to the program. And as I said in the last podcast, I respect their coaches and players, and after the game we all connect and we talk, and it's fantastic. During the game, we're trying to prove a point, and so I think that what I liked about the game is let's kind of start from the first quarter. Tell me your kind of the first quarter, how it went, Trey, and just kind of let's go through each quarter and then the end of the game.
First quarter, I feel like both teams are kind of just feeling each other out. I think it's been a little while since I watched that game. Since we've already had a couple other games and helping out with the middle school team and my Saba girls. But I feel like both teams are kind of feeling each other out. I think we kind of did get off to a hot start, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like we
Yep.
got up on them pretty good. Um, I think that's just the girls. We told the girls from day one that, we were going to play a tougher schedule than they were accustomed to. And we wanted to use those games to prepare for, other big games. And I think that's a testament to the girls that, we played against a good Northern Guilford team. We played against a solid Extension team. And I think it really prepared us.
Yeah,
And
I
it
agree.
showed in that first quarter.
I do know that the last time I think South Wake and South Guilford played last year, one of the things about this team is it generally got off to a slow start, right? So we would start slow and then find our footing and then start playing. Actually, I think this game was a little different in that I thought we started out well. I think we only gave up maybe 16 points by halftime. I need to go look at that.
Yeah,
But I
it was
think
8.
we
Yeah,
have
8 and 8.
and so I think that was a good defensive start. I do think the wheels kind of came off a bit in the third quarter. I have some ideas why. I'm not going to get into it too much because I also don't like to give to people too many things to look at. But I like that because I think that if you get out to a hot start and then you finish the game, I think that says something about your team, which is great. I think it's harder, especially against somebody who you've traditionally not done well against, or maybe they're just like they own you in a sense. When they start coming back and even take the lead in the third, that could have been, something that our girls would have just in the past, I think, would have just said, hey, here we go again. And I don't feel like that happened. And so end of the third, they took the lead. And so tell us a little bit about that middle, between third and fourth quarter, the conversations we had in that brief stint.
I think we kind of told them, we just got to keep digging. We know that they're going to keep fighting. They're going to keep clawing because that's what they do. They're a good team. Good teams figure out a way to try to win games or get back into games. And I think that's what they did. It's kind of funny. I think fatigue is kind of still biting us in the butt a little bit. But, the girls, beginning the fourth quarter, they came back out and, I like to say, they swung back. And
Yeah.
once they swung back, we left the steam going South Wake.
Yeah. From an average fan perspective, when we were, watching that second and then the third quarter and we had the lead and then all of a sudden like it just disappeared and we're down by one.
Yeah.
Did you think that this is kind of where it falls off, or what were you thinking as a fan?
I mean, I definitely got like nervous. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I was really proud of them and like not shocked, but like I was trying to think of the word, but I was impressed by like how they didn't fold under pressure. Like they still kept going, and we hit some clutch shots down the stretch for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. I mean, I think, and we'll get into it with your team as well. I think you guys were challenged a little bit in your last game where you were in full control. Everything's feeling good. All of a sudden, things start to kind of come up, and it's like, and you're up against it, and then that's when like you find that one bucket or that one play that usually turns the tide,
Yeah.
and it's to me like the hard part about that, especially with guys basketball, maybe not so much with girls, but it does happen with girls, Trey, and you probably agree with this. Sometimes everybody thinks they have to be the one to put the cape on, and we have to get it right. And sometimes it's not a matter of a cape. I mean, yes, people have to make big plays.
Yeah.
But if it's forced and it looks forced, it generally doesn't work.
Yeah.
But when you do it as a team and then somebody then does make a good play, like it's within rhythm of the offense and it makes sense, it just feels better, and I think that's winning basketball.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I saw from the girls' side is that somebody had to say, okay, it's enough. Like we're not going down this road.
Yeah.
And really, Trey, I think you would agree. It starts on defense.
Of course.
Everybody wants to make the flashy play on offense and hit the big three and do all the antics that people do, but who got the rebound? Who got the loose ball, right? And so, we're going to talk a little bit specifically. I thought, we talked about this before. I can give Issa a ton of flowers for the way she played, and she had obviously a massive contribution. To me, she's playing best basketball probably of her career. She's
Agreed.
speaking at the right time, and Courtney coming in injured, Amy coming in injured, and giving us minutes. All of it, we needed every second of it. But how about Miriam coming in and just doing the things that we had to do to get some rebounds at a
Yep.
timely manner? Like that's somebody putting on a different kind of cape.
Yeah.
And I think Miriam
Um,
came in and gave us some incredible minutes in
yep.
that game. How did you feel about her performance overall?
Yeah. We kind of been a little tough on Miriam because we know what we can get out of Miriam, and I think she's just really getting her footing back underneath her, and she's getting really comfortable again with the things that we're asking her to do. And she played a heck of a game for us.
Yeah,
We definitely, I don't think we win that game without her.
agreed. And I'm really starting to see the team settle in. I want to. I don't know how to position this next statement, but Courtney hit some really big shots, right? Injured and hurt,
Yeah.
and when we needed that, when things got a little sticky, like Courtney was hitting big shots for us as well. So, I think she's starting to sort of feel her way through what we want to do offensively.
Yeah.
I will say that Courtney is still like as good as she is at putting the ball in the basket and doing a lot of things to help our team. Sometimes her defense goes slightly underrated in terms of things that she can do with her length and all
Yeah.
that. And
Agreed.
but we're challenging her at many levels, and I'm sure there's been times that she's get frustrated with us, and we get that. But look, I think where I think Issa right now is playing at an incredible level. I think that Courtney can have amazing growth down. Like I think we're at 30% of what we can get out of Courtney this year, and
Agreed.
and I don't know that I can say that about many players.
Yeah.
Because the things that we're asking Courtney to do are different than she's done in the past. But I think she's really starting to kind of buy in, if that's the thing that I can say. And so I really appreciate that from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to give an unsung hero too, and that's my girl Layla. Layla had 10 rebounds in that game. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of kids in the program that I often don't talk about or almost give them enough credit. And it's actually not because they don't deserve it, But, Trey, you and I talked about this before. There's kids that we're not even worried about. Like, in a sense of, like, I know what we're going to get night in and night out. I know what she's going to do for our team. Invaluable to us in terms of winning, the Amy's, the Laylas. And it's not, again, Amy was averaging 15 points a game. So it's not like that's not a small contribution. That's huge. But she doesn't have to. Right? If she scores 4 points and we win, she's as happy as if she scores 25. And if she scores 40 points and we lose, she's going to be mad. And so, like, Layla's that kind of kid, because in that game, she missed a couple shots early, but when it mattered, she hit a couple of crucial, huge shots. Matter of fact, Amy, Layla, Issa, and Courtney hit the shots down the end of that game that showed me and showed them, actually, to be honest, that they are them. They are that team. I mean, we're the team to beat. Right now, we are the team to beat in homeschool, period.
Yep.
And I'll put it out there. I'm not scared about that. We are the absolute best team in the state in terms of homeschool basketball.
Yep.
1,000,000% agreed.
Until we're proven otherwise.
Yep.
This could happen, but hopefully not. If Trey does his job and gets these kids right.
Defense, we're gonna come out and compete defensively.
That's right. That's right.
We can't control made shots, but we can control that defense effort.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And look, again, we brought up we'll just might as well go down the line. We got Jessica's injured right now. She's got a little bit of a foot issue that's been nagging her for a while. So we may be out of being able to use her for the next, few games, depending on how long this takes to heal. And obviously we're in prayer for that to happen quickly. And then, look, we're still, like I was telling you about Courtney, where she's like at 30% of what we think she can be. We haven't really been able to kind of utilize Jordan yet until she's familiar with how we do things. And then I think that her contribution has been great, but I think yet to come. I think there's a lot of area for improvement there. And Ashley has gone in and gave us some fantastic minutes as well. So I'm telling you, up and down the roster, you can't win at a high level or be top 50 or 100 in the state without having almost everybody contribute. And that's we're dedicated to getting everybody there. It just takes a little bit of patience from them and grace, and I think we're going to get there for sure.
Agreed.
Now that's enough on South Wake. We do have a showcase matchup, I think, on Saturday against Easter Alamance.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see how that goes. Of course, that's after a bunch of turkey and eating, and we're all going to be a little bit heavier come that game probably. But hey, while we have Garrett here, let's talk to him a little bit about the South Guilford boys and just kind of give us encapsulate the beginning of the season and where you're at and where you're heading and where your all's mindset's at.
Yeah. I think it's been a rough start for sure, but we're getting it together. I think we could be one of the best teams in the state, like homeschool wise, for sure. We've got the talent for it, and coach is really cares about us, and he's doing a good job. We just got to figure out how to get it and work together, because individually, nobody can guard us one-on-one. I feel like nobody's guarding Jamar, nobody's guarding Nate, nobody's guarding Travis. So it's we just got to figure out how to utilize all four of us and everybody else play their part, because Brian, he hustles more than anybody. But we've got to give him back that effort in the places we can. We all got to hustle like him, so we can feed back energy into each other, and just we're kind of struggling with that. I feel like the last game we played against FHE, that's the best basketball we've played all year so far. So I feel like if we keep building on that and stay there, we'll be really good by March.
Yeah.
Hopefully competing for a state championship.
To piggyback off of that, go ahead. My fault.
No, you good.
You good.
To piggyback off of that, I guess it's pretty obvious. Nate's probably the leading scorer on the team, but what he had 9 that game.
Yeah.
I think 8, 9, and y'all ended up pulling out a big time win against a rival. That's pretty big time.
Yeah.
That y'all decided to play as a team, and it shows that if y'all play together as one, it's gonna be really hard to beat them.
Yeah. Your season has to look like that. I'm sure by now you've seen it, but I told you, Trey, I was like, it was so cool to see that guy from the Cowboys get knocked down on that. I think it was a punt return maybe. And he got knocked square to the ground, he tumbled over 3 times. You're thinking this guy's just got, pancaked and he's out of the play. Gets up, runs down, makes a hit, causes a fumble. Basically, without that play, there's no way these guys win that game. And I think for me, that's y'all. Y'all, I think your team has talent. I agree, but without that heart that he demonstrated in that moment, like I don't think you're going to go very far, if I'm being honest. And you guys have to. You just alluded to it. You have a guy or a man who has agreed to coach you, and his whole mindset is like, I just want to reach these guys, obviously for the kingdom of Christ, and but I want them to enjoy their senior year, you know. And man, there's so many things that creep up for you guys as players in your senior year that if you allow it to infiltrate the locker room, and I'm talking about this with boys and girls teams, that, and we, as much as I want to say we run a tight ship and I feel like we're a good coaching staff, like we had stuff that infiltrated our locker rooms in years past, and Trey will attest to this, that were just simple, silly, annoying distractions. And it strips away the joy of you playing your senior year, like ending something that you started in like a really positive manner. Yeah. Like, and it's almost like you just every day have to wake up and say, not today, Satan, not today, Satan. Cause I'm telling you, bro, like there's people trying to infiltrate your locker room. And it could be even that moment, it could be you. It could be you that you woke up on the wrong side of the bed and now you feel like I'm going to, show out. And we just have to be so protective of that unity and saying, I'm going to do the best I can for this team. Yeah. But not just that, but also like to represent your family. I know your mom spends hours in the gym helping everybody. Like, I'm sure that you want to look at her at the end of the year and just give her a hug and say, thanks, Mom. And so she's watching you play every day, and she wants you to represent her and her and your family. You have a younger sister that's in the gym watching you play. You got a fantastic middle school coach and middle school boys team and JV coach and watching y'all. And so there's so much burden, responsibility to be like the example for the future coming up. Yeah. Trey, I think you and I've talked about that. Like we have to be that, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. I mean, in my opinion, I think that's why the middle school girls have made such the leap that they have, because they're doing the same exact things as the varsity girls, but to their capacity, and they see the varsity girls go out there and just compete their tails off for every single game, and so that trickles down to the JV girls, that trickles down to the middle school girls, and I think that's why we're heading in the right direction of building a solid program.
Agreed. I am proud of your core, the guys that have come back. Like there was a couple moments there where it got a little heavy feeling, but through text messages and through just communicating and meeting, I think you guys have righted stuff much sooner than you did last year. I think last year you didn't come to the table as quick to say, hey, let's just move on, let's play ball. You're too talented. And you have a bunch of really good dudes that I would love just to see you guys smile when you play. Yeah. And when you do, you're really good at basketball, which is fun to watch. So I'll say it. I've enjoyed watching most of your games. I haven't been able to be at all of them because we may be playing like at preseason nationals. We're in different courts, but most of the games I've seen, I've enjoyed watching you guys play, and I hope that you keep that brothership and that fellowship that you guys have, and just keep going after it. Yeah. Trey, before we go, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Is it turkey or ham?
Ham. I don't like turkey.
So there's a debate that if turkey was that good, it'd be eaten year round. Are you subscribed to that?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
All right, turkey, ham.
Turkey.
I'm going both. I don't know why you got to make a choice. I'm going turkey and ham, bro.
That is true.
You got to go turkey and ham. Trey, what's your favorite side dish?
Mac and cheese, of course.
Mac and cheese. What about you?
Or deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs are where it's at, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like deviled eggs. What about you?
Mac and cheese or broccoli casserole.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an answer. Whatever Melly makes, or I'll be in trouble. All right, listen, so it's been we try to keep these podcasts a little bit like under 20, so it's 19:57 on the dot. So we're gonna dismiss everybody, but I'd say we record the next time. We may be at the gym, we may be in the basement. I don't even know where we're gonna be.
Who knows?
My guy, Trey. We'll see you at the gym, my brother.
Peace.
Peace. Not bad, right? Little